Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland. And I'm reaching out to all of our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into the Black Hot Fire
on the media of the 21st century. This is the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. Karibuni sana to everyone on the radio, everyone on Rumble, everyone with us on BitChute, everyone with us, of course, also on BitChute itself. Karibuni sana once again. My name is Joby, to the first-time listeners and to the returning listeners as well. Also to those who are streaming live with us, also on the TV. Today we shall be having an interesting conversation as we talk about democracy, a term very commonly known, of course, globally, but rarely used, when it comes to the African continent or globally. I'd say globally, I don't see where we have democracy. Democracy doesn't apply anywhere.
It does not exist anywhere, Joe. It does not exist. It's a scam. There is no democracy nowhere, especially not in America. There is no. They're all fake phrases. You have oligarch and corporatism. You have anything called. If democracy existed, you go to prison. The only place you got democracy right now, I think, is Burkina Faso. That's it. You have no democracy nowhere, Joe. It's all fake. It's all a smoke and mirrors. It's nonsensical.
Because if you look at literally the people who are in control of this world, number one, they don't believe in democracy itself.
No, they believe in the illusion of democracy. Democracy, they don't practice no democracy. Exactly, Joe. All elections are stolen and fake. Nothing the people want ever get implemented. Nothing we want ever get implemented ever. To make sure nothing we want ever gets done.
Exactly. So how is that democracy? Of course, the conversation we have for today shall be talking about that. Of course, this is coming from Zimbabwe. We have the people or the citizens of Zimbabwe demonstrating about, of course, elections being stolen. And this comes, of course, after we see Mnangagwa trying to extend his term. And that's why I was actually...
Again, all the Africans are waking up, and all you puppets, you're terrible, you're morons, you can't run any real governments, you can't even run a candy store. So the Africans want to know that you haven't won any elections. It's all rigged, it's all phony. They're starting to know. See, you're not going to be able to rule the Africans. They're not their parents, they're not their grandparents, and they're not their great-grandparents. This fake colonial indoctrination is starting to wear off. They say, why are we poor? Why don't nothing ever work for us? You can't run societies year in and year out where nothing ever benefits the people and expect you to have a stable government. They're going to start overthrowing you Negroes now.
That is so true.
And especially with the internet, they're knowing that, hey, Africa's rich. If Africa's rich, why the hell are we all running around here poor?
Exactly.
Go ahead, Joe.
And of course, as we talk about corruption, we shall be talking about Uganda, where we can see we have Bobi Wine. Of course, we know he's an opposition, but looking at just what is accusing the government of Uganda, what it is doing, of course, under the leadership of Museveni. We've seen parliamentarians and other officials being added salary rewards for not doing anything for the people.
And salaries going up again, and the poor and the country's impoverished. Something like Ibram Traore has cut the salaries. And shout out to Ibram, he did another thing. Yeah, this dude is awesome. He finally started creating African defense industry. You start building your own weapons. Yes. You take the youth, educate the youth. 20 years, you'll start dominating. Then you start invading these other African countries. You invade their ass. Okay? That's what you do. You start building you build your own damn weapons. guns, missiles, build it all. Then when they get to talking crazy, you invade their ass and take over.
So yes, as we get started, we shall start literally with Uganda, because the same thing is happening right here in Kenya. We see officials who have done completely nothing for the people, just been rewarded salaries after salaries every single time. And this just reminds me of, I think it was Liberia, the Liberia president, who that is Joseph
That was
Boakai.
him. Yeah, so you'll cut the salaries and stuff.
Yeah, he said he's going to publicize his assets, and he did that. He actually even did fire 450 something officials who refused to
Oh,
publicize
okay.
their assets, and of course who are not trying to talk about, clearly give an audit, a clear audit of how they have been spending funds also in the government, full of corruption. Basically, that is what he's getting rid of, as he promised the people. But if you look at most of the officials in other African countries, same old tactics,
It's the
corruption,
same
bribery,
thing. It's the
nepotism.
culture. As the culture of corruption it became cultural now, because as the Europeans supposedly left, they didn't leave. They put the most moronic people left in power, who were thieves, corrupt, who couldn't really build none on their own. So that created a culture of corruption throughout Africa, which Africa never had. You look at the African, they would say, "God damn, Africa's so corrupt." That's not African. That's not the African past. Africa was never this corrupt. It's the morons that they left behind on purpose. The good ones they murdered off, but the morons they put in power, who could, like I said, who couldn't, manage a candy store, let alone a country. These are idiots. So it became a culture of corruption.
Yeah,
So it's not an accident, guys. Africa was never corrupt as you think it is now. Like everybody's talking about chai with my chai, and I seen this TikTok video with this American African girl in Kenya, where the guy said, what you gonna put on my lunch? The police stopped and said, "What you gonna give me for lunch?" "I'm not giving you nothing." So he said,
so
"Go ahead, Joey." Sorry.
this is a norm, and it's where we talk about also misuse of funds. There's a whole lot of things, pending projects, unfinished projects, and when you talk about where the balloon stomach growing, we can see the evidence of why our funds, our taxes are not used for exactly the purpose they're supposed to be used for. Instead, they're going to these people's pocket who are just hustling us without.
I'm asking you. Let me ask you, Joey. How is Bikini Faso paying for all this stuff? They're not going to the IMF. They're not using the World Bank. How's this dude paying for all this stuff? Joey, new plane, making his own plane factory, new car factory. They making new house and hospitals. Now he's going to build their own defense industry. How's this dude paying for all this shit?
Again, you realize you have everything, so you build manufacturing industry, you industrialize also your own country. You don't.
That's what I'm saying. How can any other African country now? That's why they want them out. How can they justify themselves when Bikini Faso is supposed to be a real poor country? I don't know what their GDP is, but I know it's low. I know they're poor. So how are they paying for all this stuff? And you other Africans, these always begging, going to IMF and the World Bank and begging, and don't shit ever get done, and people's lives don't improve. Help me make it make sense.
We have everything in Africa. We never needed anyone to help us. But the GDP of
know.
Faso is 21 billion.
It's 21 billion, Joby. It's 21. They're super poor. That's one of the poorest countries in the world, Joby.
But look at it right now. Because very independent.
I know.
Yeah, we might be poor, but look at it in the next.
I know, but yeah, it's gonna become one of the richest countries. It's gonna become the richest country in Africa. That's on fact. Yeah, what I'm saying. How's this poor country, Joby? Super poor. Kenya's GDP is like 150 billion, Joby. That's like 20 times the size of Bikini Faso. So how is he paying for all this shit?
Yeah, we have all the resources again.
I know.
Pay off the debt. I'm trying to figure it out, but pay off the debt. We have everything again. That is just the proof.
That's why they want to get rid of him. He's paid off the debt. So he's showing you there's no reason why Kenyan people should be poor. He's 21 billion. I mean, the country is poor. Kenya's GDP is 5 times that size. So why? Exactly. Go ahead, sir.
So we had yesterday Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. Before I get to continue with Uganda, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger introduced 0.5 levy on imported goods from ECOWAS member nation, including Nigeria. So they're even telling you, despite us not being friends, as much as we've withdrawn from your bullshit, which doesn't benefit, and has never benefited African countries, you countries that are still in ECOWAS, since we are part of you, we're introducing a very small tax, of literally you importing or exports of goods. Like, we're not gonna charge you like France or like the other, because that's what we've seen. These people are just to hustle Africans, benefit off our back, just keep us as slaves.
Exactly.
Burkina Faso and Niger and Mali, what they're trying to actually show us is that we can still be very fair despite us not being
Yeah.
the same. We're Africans.
We can still be Africans. Exactly. We can still be fair to you since we have a disagreement, we want to go our own way, you do your own thing, but we'll still treat you fairly. Being African again.
That is including Nigeria. So, and for me, I left a comment because I say I always leave comments in these, threads and this, kind of conversations. And I asked, what are other African countries learning from this? And one person answered me. They said, our African leaders are still sleeping. Oh, they don't want to wake up. Oh, that is a Nigerian.
Nigerian,
Like, yeah, that is so true, because African leaders, and they won't sleep for long because we've seen what is happening. If you're still sleeping, we're gonna wake you up from your sleep. Like, wake up. We're not gonna keep on appointing grandpas, and grandmas to become our leaders. We have Namibia. It's crazy how Africans are celebrating about the Namibia fast. This is the first African
lady, first woman. You got Samir Salute, but I guess they're trying to say Samir Salute never got elected, Joe, but she was installed. So,
okay, yeah, fine. But she's old. The Namibia, even if she's the first African lady to become, we don't care. This is our own grandma. She needs to rest. Like, please, let me show you your ways.
Okay, but what are her? I think her ideals may be revolutionary though. She said she wants to join the Sahel states. She said she's kicking out all the Europeans, making them good. They got now get a visa to come to Namibia. So I don't know.
We don't need no 71-year-olds rolling us. We know they start like this with this type of talk. Come on, we are the youngest. Leave alone Ibrahim Traoré. We're the youngest. That is from Senegal, right? Diomaye Faye. Now look at him. Bought out immediately after he came into power. Tinubu was there, and the rest of the people.
But he changed. Remember he built he's built a refinery in Senegal. He kicked out the French. So give him a chance, give him time.
Just because you're doing that, you should be doing everything. I love the way Burkina Faso and Niger are moving. They mean business. We're not wasting no time.
That's true. Africans are scared. So they're scared.
So you can't come and just because you chased away France and because you build one refinery. Now we're supposed to be celebrating. What about the rest of the people?
I agree.
That is the problem with us, because these people do all. Then we start giving them round of applause.
I agree.
And then they become reluctant because they're like, look at these people. I'm just gonna relax for the next 5 years, and then
I agree.
When I come in, I'm gonna build another school, and they're gonna celebrate after all. Because they just want to see you do something that, even if it's not big, you've done.
That's true. That is
why they're so reluctant. Fulfilled nothing. Give us loans. I'm gonna give you capital to start your business. This is a loan. Now, not only they can't even trace people, including my brother. My brother is one of the people who took the loans. I don't know for what, but they can't even trace the people to pay this loan back anymore. Like, we're looking for 4-point-something million.
Is that the one? Is that the one that's in Dubai? Is he still in Dubai? Where's he at?
No. That is my brother. My brother, the one in high school. He took the
what? Took what loan?
It's called the Hustler Fund loan.
Hustler Fund. So he must have paid it back with your money or something.
Yeah, he did. That's what he did, literally.
Yeah, because he ain't got no job.
And I did too. But going back to Uganda, of course, talking about corruption and looking at I saw yesterday that is Ibrahim Traoré bought the cheapest car. He's not buying this fancy car literally to move around. He bought I don't know what it was called, a mobile something. I can't remember the name, but something very easy to maneuver, like a president, he refused also for him to be added the rewarded salary. He said, no, I want my payment to remain the same. As a matter of fact, if you can go lower, and reducted the salary of majority of the officials as well. So that shows
that's where the money's coming from. Making them live within their budget.
Exactly.
Not borrowing any IMF or World Bank scam loans. These damn fake loans they get that destroy you. And that's where all the money's coming. He's building all kind of houses. I sent you guys a video. It's funny. I shared it with you guys. Showing Ibram Toure, Bikini Faso when he's building, and showed I'm a 70, and for 40 years Uganda's all fucked up, all impoverished. And his GDP is bigger. Show y'all Ibram Toure did in 2 years, but the 70 ain't did in 40. It's funny.
It's crazy. But in Uganda, they're saying that National Unity Platform leader Robert Kyagulanyi, that is his name, popularly known as Bobby Wine, has criticized Parliament over what he described as unprecedented corruption scandals and governance failure. And speaking on Monday, on the opposition presented at an alternative budget in Parliament, of course, we read some of the budget. I think this is the new taxation that is literally being introduced. We saw them, taxing the Ugandans on their national ID and all that, using their ID numbers and all that. But they're saying that Kanyugi, that is Bobby Wine, questioned the integrity of the legislature, citing various instances of misconduct. And I quote what he says, it is in this parliament that we have seen the leader of the opposition then rewarded with a service award before even he works. So these people are being paid even before you've even done anything. And I can even compare with Kenya. When you already paid their finance minister, so of course. Exactly.
We have so much money, Joey. Whoa!
Crazy. In Kenya last year, in 2024, just to compare with what is happening in Uganda, 2024, this was immediately after the demonstration. Remember, some member of parliament, some senators, literally political officials were given handsome cash rewards so that they can side, of course, with the current regime, who is Ruto, who has refused to go because people want him gone. So Kenyan MPs, senators, and MCs, that was in July 1st, 2024, were set to receive salary increase effectively by 1st July 2024. Speakers of the National Assembly and Senator were to be rewarded 1.8 million Kenyan shillings. That is to yeah, that is from 1.18 million, something like that, to 1 point some. It was just increased literally. We have the deputy speakers of the National Assembly and the Senate. We have majority and minority leaders who are given 748,000 Kenyan shillings. We had members of parliament and the senators given 739,000 Kenyan shillings. We have the MCs given 150,000 Kenyan shillings. So if you're given this amount of money and you come from a poor place and you just became a nominated MC, MP, member of parliament, and your mother is sick in the village and your daughter probably needs to go to the best school, and you need to show people, of course, you have the big man syndrome in you, you think they're going to refuse? They don't refuse.
No, they're not. They join the government so they can be corrupt. So that's where the money's at. That's where all the scamming goes on. They join the government. They don't join the government to help no Kenyan people. They join the government so they can get their part of the stealing.
Their families first, They think about their mothers, their daughters, their wives.
That's right. That's right. Nepotism in full effect. Exactly.
It is so crazy, man. But that is what is happening in Uganda. Of course, corruption left, right, and center. I'm not surprised personally. This shouldn't be something we're surprised about. This is how to keep, people who are literally doing things by you as a president. All you have to do is just reward them handsomely, and you're gonna shut them up. They're not gonna become an opposition anymore. Just shut them up. Just add them some salary, and everything is gonna go correctly. But as we get to move on into the other news and conversation coming from Kenya. This is the opposition impeached, not the opposition. It's currently opposition, literally. This is the deputy president who is, of course, been impeached last year. Right now, an opposition. So what is happening in Kenya? I've been saying it's a lot of tribalism, and it's getting very intense. We're not actually
Is that
yet.
the Shagwa? Is that the Shagwa?
Yeah, this is Gashagwa. Yeah, this is Gashagwa. I love the way you pronounce his name. Once
I don't know shit. I got it wrong, man. I'm sorry, shit. Hey,
You got it correct.
you got your mosquito here. I pronounce Kopi Dada Doodoo's name either. Shit.
But yes, that is Gashagwa. So he has been, of course, throwing in words left, right, and center. And this has been fueling a lot of talks, again, coming from other tribes. Kikuyus are accusing Luos of something, Kalenjins of something, Kalenjins are accusing Kikuyus of something. And then we have on this other side, remember what I was talking about, we have the Luyas now and the Luos also fighting because one of their own was attacked. We have the Maasai intervening. There are others are celebrating, seeing who's gonna win. Others are acting like the referees, of the whole ground. So It is just crazy what is happening in Kenya. And if we're not really careful, again, we know what is
Not like 2007 all over again. 2027 will be 2007 all over again. 20 years later.
Exactly.
Here we go.
This is gonna be very intense, especially because the people who are in power right now don't give a damn about blood being shed.
Sure don't. In 2027, I'm going my nice. I'm gonna say, hey guys, we flying to Tanzania.
Because people literally forget, before we impeached this guy, he was actually a deputy president. Both him and the president were calling the shots, or had the ability to call the shots of, hey, don't kill using live bullets. But the same people, I remember when we were in the street, we received messages of, this is declared as a state coup. Anyone found on the streets is kill and shoot, literally. So there's no way you can now tell us that right now you're siding with Kenyans while we were saying Ruto must go, you are actually on his side, So right now, because things are not working correctly, how wanna actually turn Kenyans against each other. Because at the end of the day, these people will always agree, and they're who they are working for, At the end of the day,
that's how you keep power, Joby. Divide and conquer. So you keep your people uneducated, so they can always go back to these tribal nonsense that really doesn't exist. Genetically, the same people. These tribe things are stupid. So it's easy to control people when they have tribal identity. So you can always pit one against the others, divide and rule. So exactly. So then they'll go back and smile and shake hands and laugh, and all the money goes to them. While everybody's been killed and murdered in the streets.
Exactly.
And no one's ever held responsible for these crimes.
Exactly.
They are crimes when you do that. Go ahead.
We were talking about Raila, I think, on Friday on the Rhythm Scoop Show, trying to figure out how this man just has full control of people's mentality. It's crazy. It's for some of us, it still amazes us. Like how you have this massive, crazy power that people never let go of you, believe in you so crazily because
they're raised in tribal culture. So they're raised in tribalism. But you said it's even the smart. I don't know the smart. When you're raised in this tribal culture, it's hard for you to break. I can understand because I wasn't raised in tribal culture. So obviously it has such a hold on people. I don't understand. I think it's like lunacy. I think it's like lunatic.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. It's so crazy. But I don't know. I think it's the brainwashing and then trying to look at the history we're learning of how we've gone to sleep. Yeah. Maybe some of us are still in that sleeping.
It is. Yeah. I understand what it is exactly. You're asleep. So Africans became more tribal as we fall asleep because you become less conscious, less knowledgeable. So as you start waking back up, tribes start disappearing again because you feel more connected with one another. You start to realize, hey, this person's me, this person's me, this person's me. So the African is in a sleep mode, still waking back up.
Yeah, because I feel like that is basic. It's just crazy. Look at also the religion. We have, I think we've spoken about Prophet Owor, one of the biggest prophets here in Kenya, who used a blue beam project on us to show us Jesus, appeared. My crazy mom, my stepmom went crazy with that crazy, that man. We saw Jesus and all that.
But this would happen. Yeah, it would happen. You have a mind of a child. They kept it purposely. Give Africans real. If you have a mind of a child, sadly, now you're an adult, but you have the mind. You have the thinking capacity of a child. You don't think. You don't have the thinking capacity of an adult. You see a blue beam, Jesus, oh my God, the Lord is here. You have the thinking capacity of a child. And they've done that. That's on purpose.
It is crazy. But the same Nairobi former deputy Rigathi Gachagua has responded angrily to President William Ruto remarks about their fallout, accusing the president of lying and misleading the public. Now, one thing I've realized with Kenya, every vice president or prime minister, whatever they call themselves, literally anyone standing beside the president always is going to have a clash with the president. It's always that period, because remember also there's a time where Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto were not in
Ruto had clashing, yeah.
You know? Then for some moment, people were like also caught up, but I think Uhuru didn't literally want to allow all that tribalism to cause the 2007 effect, because people really had, when I mean crazy love for also like Uhuru Kenyatta, this guy is also really loved, like truly loved. This one among the most loved presidents in Kenya. So I think he had full control of trying to, measure and see how things are gonna go, and avoided that. But this is now being totally fueled. This clash out is totally fueling now tribalism in front of our very own eyes, because other Kenyans on TikTok who can see this are understanding. Who was I talking to? I think there's someone I was talking to also on Saturday when I was coming to get food. Then I think it was the bike guy, someone, I can't remember. And then I was like trying to ask them, what do you think about Gachagua? What is he doing? And they were like, this guy is following tribalism. And I'm like, wow, people really see. Yeah. People really see what's happening, and they see how you guys are talking, and we're not gonna fall for maybe majority, minority will fall for that bullshit, and might cause this again 2007 kind of
I think a minority. I think the youth. I think the youth know. I think the youth understand the play now. They're not going to go along with. That's why the uprising last year was such a success. If you guys away from any fake politics, it was the youth put together, and it was non-tribal. It was all tribes together, coming together to talk about their distrust in Ruto and the government.
Exactly.
There was no tribalism in it. So I don't think they're going to be able to. They may put a small group of tribes together, but no, I don't think it'd be the majority, Joby. No, because the youth showed that they broke out of that mindset.
But if I show, you guys were not able to see the video I was sharing on Thursday on the culture show. You guys were just hearing me translating them. So we try and look at
I didn't see it.
Excuse me, trying to look at the numbers in the western parts of Kenya. It's crazy. In the northern parts of Kenya, I don't think people are really tribal like that. It's always caused by politicians because of lands. Like what I presented the other time, you see, it's all about land. When you have carbon emission, and then there's someone, how they call there's someone in between, literally you guys, who's gonna be paid to ensure you don't understand the benefit of your land. One of you, is bought out and gives out your land, and you don't understand, because the rest of you are so illiterate, super illiterate. You don't know what's really going on. So in the northern parts of Kenya, there's no tribalism, being honest. I've not seen that. It's just political clash caused by politicians and all that land, issue. And then talk about the eastern parts also. It's not really that tribal also.
Okay. From Mombasa on up, it's not really tribal. So it's really in the west, on the Ugandan, Tanzanian border over there then.
Yeah. And maybe a little bit of now the Kikuyu. That is the central.
Northern. Okay.
Central. The Kikuyu people, literally. So majority, right now, trying to look at this, is the western parts of Kenya that's going to cause trouble, because we're talking about the Kalenjins, and now the Kikuyus, because the Kikuyus want to remain in power, and the Kalenjins also want to be in power.
Remain in power.
The Nubos also want to be in power, and now we have the rest who just, support what is happening. So it is just so crazy, but we'll see, of course, what's going to be happening. But
those are your biggest tribes in Kenya, right? The Kikuyu, then the Kalenjin, and then the Lu, right? Those are your biggest tribes. Mm-hmm. That's why they want to maintain power.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and also, of course, you went ahead and accused or rather he said, I am now convinced more than ever before that the pathological lying is a mental disorder. So he's calling Ruto a pathological liar, and he has a mental disorder. Again, this is just, you know,
No, he's just corrupt. He doesn't admit it. He is a pathological liar. He's corrupt. That don't make him don't have a mental disorder. He's just corrupt.
also as the greatest existential threat to our beloved country is outright lying to the people of Kenya without blinking, and failure by leader to put his team together to harmonize their lies. I weep for my country, Kenya. You know, so dramatic, man. This was so dramatic. He also goes ahead and said he was not working.
You gotta make it dramatic, Joby, to get people's hearts. You gotta put the emotion in it, Joby.
He says he was not working. He was always engaging in flights, as if he was not there. Like, come on. When Ruto was being labeled the flying president, this guy was still the deputy. So why is he not being involved? You know, he also says constantly complaining about officials.
Well, he said it now. He said it now because he was, you know, he was made the sacrificial lamb. They threw his ass out and made him like the scapegoat. So of course he's gonna speak out now. You know, they made him the scapegoat for all the problems.
This is just so crazy, man. But shout out to our opposition, always doing the most. I tell you, always doing the most. Like, they know how to play their roles, very well paid. It's no joke. But anyway, moving on to the next conversation, of course, is about what is happening in Zimbambwe itself. Then we're going to talk about a little bit of what is happening in Nigeria. Of course, the protests are still going on. Nigeria is actually, as the protests are actually still going on, the country is supposed and expected to receive that is $632 million from the World Bank. That is as for today, either yesterday or today. So
here we go again.
Yeah.
Well, how do you pay up? How you get a loan to pay up another loan to pay up another loan to pay up another loan? How's that work? It's crazy. And you know that money's not gonna go to none. That money's not gonna go to none of the people. Nigeria doesn't need loans. It needs to get its shit together, but it's not because the people at the top are so corrupt. The salaries, the politician salaries in Nigeria make no sense. They make like 10 times the salaries in the American government. You can't make this up. The people get paid.
I'll take your land. If you can't pay the loan, I'll just take your land. I mean, this is why we see Shell is fully in control of Nigeria. Like, because how will you be able to pay all these debts? And there's nothing
exactly.
Even doing your own country.
What do you make? It's nothing you make. It can't pay the debts. Because you make the way you pay for your debts, Joe, you have to do either exporting or you would have to manufacture more within the country and have more commerce in the country. So Nigeria doesn't manufacture shit. Doesn't export. What is Nigeria exporting? Anybody know? Put us up, Joe. So say what is the say what is how much does Nigeria export? What is the cost of Nigeria's exports? What is how much do they make? No. What is the profit of Nigeria's export? Let's see. How much does Nigeria profit from its exports? Let's see. How are you gonna pay back this loan if your exports ain't? I don't know what they export. What do they make?
So according to Google, Nigeria, that is according to what they export. Before I read the profit, they say Nigeria's primary export are crude oil and petroleum products, which account for a large portion of its export.
They don't control none of that. That's Shell and Chevron. Go ahead, Jobin.
And then agricultural-wise, they do export cocoa beans. They say Nigeria is a significant producer and exporter of cocoa beans, and
which is nothing because they don't manufacture the chocolate just like Ghana, which is nothing. Okay, go ahead.
They're saying the other oil seeds and oleaginous fruits, and this include items like sesame seeds, soybeans.
That's the sesame seeds.
We also have the fruit and nuts, the cashew and tropical fruits are also exported, which don't even make a profit. They don't make a profit, no cap. Like this don't make a profit.
Which is nothing. They don't make it, which is nothing. They don't make them exactly, which is nothing. That's why they're broke. You can't pay for the loan, Joey. You don't export nothing, so you got no other money coming in to pay for the loan.
They also export fertilizers. They say mineral or chemical fertilizers, particularly nitrogenous ones, are another export items. We have aluminium.
Right.
We have ships and boats. We also have copper, which is refined copper, and copper alloys are also exported. And where we have the solid minerals, gold, lead, and zinc are some of the valuable minerals found and exported from Nigeria, which they don't benefit from because people have been exploited.
They don't make it. Yeah, they don't manufacture it. Yeah, so
exactly. And then talking about that is the profit of Nigeria exportation. They're saying Nigeria exports heavily reliant on crude oil and natural gas, generated a total value of 61 billion. That is as per 2023, with the top export destination being the United States, Spain, France, and India.
So what you find out, and so since the 61 billion, all that money goes to white people because they don't control the oil.
Exactly.
So it's not Nigeria; they don't control the oil. So the majority of their money don't go to them; they don't control it. It'd be good if they had control of their own oil and they were exporting their own. They don't control none of it. So that's all fraudulent. They don't control their oil exports.
So they're talking about the major export products being crude oil, which the profit should, I bet what they meant should, but of course doesn't benefit from it. That is $43 billion.
Nigeria's a very rich country, Joe.
Yeah.
If you didn't have morons running it. All African countries should be rich, but you got morons running it. And all the money goes to white people. We know Shell is in there taking all the money out of there.
So they're saying petroleum gas is also $8 billion. We have gold, which is $1.5 billion. Nitrogen fertilizers being $1.5 billion. Cocoa being $763 million. So all these funds, where do they go? If this is the expected profit that should be made, as maybe
exactly. Like you said, an audit, Joe. That's why they never do audits. That's audited. Where's the money actually going? Oh, it's going to white people. Yeah, that means you have to do something about it. No, we're not going to do nothing about that. We're going to keep lying to our Nigerians. We don't have. So why are you getting another loan and you don't bring back enough money to pay for the loan?
Exactly. Crazy. It's crazy. But that was yesterday. They said that the World Bank is set to approve fresh loans totaling $632 million to Nigeria. That was yesterday, Monday, amid mounting concerns over the country's rising debt profile.
Keeps them in debt. Exactly. Keeps them in debt, Joe. Keeps them poor and controlled. Nigeria should have been one. Nigeria should. I'd be one of the richest countries in Africa. Nigeria should be one of the richest countries in the world right now. But they did. But you got morons running who care about themselves. Now they don't care about being a Nigerian because I say, what is a Nigerian? What, an Igbo culture, a Yoruba culture, whatever. How many goofy tribes they got? I don't know goofy tribes.
Yeah, all of them. So they're also saying that the loans are to support critical areas such as hospitals, which we saw. Is that going to be worked on, including nutrition improvement?
What hospitals? Did you see the hospitals that Joby showed us? What hospitals? What are we talking about?
Yeah, because if they talk about critical areas, they should start with those hospitals. Are they going to solve that? Those are critical areas where you shouldn't be.
Yeah, are they going to fix them? So how you explain Burkina Faso? Their whole GDP is only what Joby just said, 21 billion. Just the oil sector alone of Nigeria is bigger than Burkina Faso's whole GDP. Their oil sector, Joby said, is $61 billion a year. Just alone. Not with everything, just that alone. The whole GDP of Burkina Faso is 21 billion. And he's creating all this stuff. And this is crazy.
It is insane.
Joby, what's the population of Burkina Faso? Like 30 million? What is that? What's their population? I know that. I'm just curious. What's their population? About 30 million or something?
23 million.
Huh?
23 million.
Okay, close. Yeah, 23 million. Okay, I thought it was about 30 million. Okay, so close. So 23 million people. This is not that big of a country. Yeah. I tell you.
It is crazy.
If they don't murder this man, Burkina Faso is going to be the richest country in Africa, I tell you, within 10 years. When there's 23 million of them there, oh, man. You despots are going to get that work. No way you're going to have that country in Africa with all other, unless you turn off all your internet, unless you turn your internet off, because in 10 years, if he stays in power, you're not going to be able to justify why you are president in no African country within 10 years. You won't be able to justify it. You won't. You won't be able to justify it if they don't kill him.
As you should, you gotta tell us why. Why are you 91 years old? Or why are you seated here? Why do you want to be given more power? Like, what have you been doing? But on top of that, they also say that this includes also that is for the loans, what is supposed to be supporting, including nutrition improvement. I mean, so many Nigerians are dying out of hunger. Like, come on, what nutrition? And then we have the quality
hey, but like Joby said, you better go get that bush meat. That's free. Go get that bush meat. Sadly enough, I was listening to Tariq yesterday on TikTok. Now his Eagles got TikTok channel talking bad about you bush meat eating niggas going to South Africans. He said no. South Africa said no. That's Nigeria. He said no, niggas. You eat bush meat too. I was in South Africa. Don't try to talk about they just Nigerians you bush meat eating. Then he had that Kenyan lady call in. That's just he said, I don't want to get crazy about the diaspora. He hung up and said, I don't understand what she's even saying. Brother, we need the U.S. aid, and this is what we're talking about. He said, ma'am, I don't even understand you. I'm going to have to cut you off. She had that Kenyan accent. I don't understand what the hell she's saying. Damn.
But anyway,
that damn Tariq is a CIA op. Go ahead, Joey.
Last but not least on this one, we have they say the loan is also to improve quality basic of education. I mean, how many people are not in school in Nigeria? Millions. That's why most of them are always escaping to go look for jobs abroad, literally, because number one, if you denied education, if you're living in poverty, what can you think about? And then you have Canada advertising for jobs. Canada, come, Africans are needed. Come, Canada,
They still doing that? How they doing that? Canadians tell them don't come when they get there. What's going on?
We have those ads. Literally, I always also bump into those ads. So many of them on TikTok, on Instagram.
Wow.
Canada needs Kenyans. Canada needs Africans. Canada.
That is a lie. They don't want you there. They don't got no jobs. You see how they get there? You got you living in the cold. You see that Nigerian lady? But Joby showed that video with that Nigerian lady like 3 years ago talking to that Canadian brother. He said, I'm not your brother. She was I don't know what Canadian said. I think she was like in Montreal, or maybe she's in Ontario or Toronto, wherever she was at. Why don't you go home? Why don't you go back to Nigeria? Brother, the government. Why don't you go back home and fix it? Why don't you fix your government? Why are you people always coming over here? So that was in Canada. Brother, I'm not your brother.
Yes, you go there thinking they need you there, and then you end up finding yourself literally dying alone. Like we saw the video from those guys who went to Mauritius, and then they were stuck in the airport for 3 days, no food, no water. They are being told, we'll wait for the plane that brought you so it can take you back to Kenya. UK, whatever flight that brought you, you'll have to wait for it, because why are you going to visit Mauritius? Like, what do you mean you came for a job? Do we know you? Are you a citizen here? Do you even have skills? What is your education level? Oh, a class 8 dropout. What?
Exactly. They're not exactly. They're gonna get the people. The Mauritian people got to get the jobs in their country first. They give me you. And then exactly, what are your skills? I had, and I'm a dropout. What? Listen, you're going back on the first plane to Kenya. We can't have your poverty-stricken ass in here. We're not going to take care of you. You're not our people. Say ass back over to Kenya. There you go.
That is true, because trust me, most of these people are always looking for those jobs. It's either they are dropouts, it's either most of them are graduates, also they have looked for jobs, they're tired, or people who just also have the skills they think they have. You can go do whatever you can do there. So it's desperation taking you outside, and then you go die there. You discover it's not the images you're being sold of Africa. Welcome. This is not Africa. Welcome. Welcome. You'll find Maasai jumping on the airport welcoming you. Hell no.
And would you even choice say we're gonna educate you for free. Don't take your thing, don't take your knowledge outside. Don't go looking for jobs outside. We're gonna build jobs in Burkina Faso. Why is it always just Africans always looking for jobs everywhere? I can't call you leaders, you puppets are just horrible. There should be nobody needing a job in Africa with all the minerals you got. All you got to do is just start. First, you got to get decent electricity. You can't have bad. You got to have a decent power grid. Okay, you got to fix the power situation. It's 2025. Should nobody have lights going off every other day? Jesus Christ! Maybe 120 years ago, not today. Every other day, lights are going off. You can't build no manufacturing when you don't got no stable power grid. First do that. That's why you have people in bitch go tell you Africa they never built shit. You can't even build power right. It's the only place got power off. You're sitting in the dark all the time. So you do that first. Take some respect and build a decent power grid. Shouldn't be hard. Everybody else did it. Why can't you do it? Why is everybody sitting in the dark every other day?
Why people should also stop talking smack, because it's an African thing. In those cobalt, whatever they have to do to light up your city, it is Africans doing that. So you better shut your mouth talking about Africans in the continent, about our resources. You are nobody without us. You better shut your mouth talking about shit about us. That is just being real. Yeah, let them be reminded. You're sitting, you literally have a bout because I exist, because my continent exists. Without me, you can't do anything. What do you know? Apart from
they're gonna tell you, yeah, there's stuff in the ground, but we took it and we made it work, and we'll take it again. So too bad.
That time is coming. That time is coming. Oh my God, that time is coming. I was watching those videos. They were getting me so fired up. I'm like, this so much knowledge, and I can't wait for that cycle of just everyone waking up. We need to put some smack on someone's mouth for talking shit.
You do.
Like, what are you saying?
That's a nice. That's right. That's where we need the fiery African back, not the coward, not the scared African, not the Tim. Right, Joe. We need a fiery African back, like you. There we go.
You don't come talking to me now. Why? I know so much right now for someone. You're not even gonna victimize me for things not working in the country. It's not me. Yes, we have worked up leaders, but it's your fucking fault. And pardon my language.
Yeah, true.
It's your fault. It's your fault. And this is what I'm trying to talk about. Let me share this. I'm glad we're talking about Zimbabwe. I was trying to look at this video. I'm like, this is the main reason why actually even Zimbabweans are demonstrating. We know why people. Despite being the
that's Cassie. What's up, Cash? I thought you were General Mosquito. What's going on, Cassie? Go ahead, Joey. Go ahead, Joey.
Despite literally white people being the minority, they control majority of everything right in
exactly.
Countries,
Exactly. That's why you got to take everything back. All right, they're the minority, and the minority on the planet, and it's getting worse. They're gonna be small. I told you, you'll never all that shit. You tell me go back in Africa and colonize it. The hell you will. You won't survive. You won't. That day you control Africa is coming to an end. And you try to war against Africa, that'll be the end of the white race. You'll be wiped out.
Yep.
Tell you that for a fact. You'll be wiped out. Go ahead, Joe.
They better know. They better know, because we're not gonna accept this bullshit. So I was just looking at, when I was doing my research, when I look at, of course, the demonstration. The demonstration currently going on in Zimbabwe. This is, of course, because of Mnangagwa trying to extend his, stay in the government.
Stay, like they always do, because he's corrupt as hell. His whole family, as Katie showed, his whole family has government. His whole family's stealing from the government. Got his whole family in there stealing.
Mm-hmm. So we have this white guy. I'm not gonna share his video. When I was doing research, I bumped into one of these interviews, of course, being done by the mainstream medias regarding what is happening. And this
Why you not gonna share it? What happened?
I'm just gonna share it to show why actually Zimbabwe, or the main reason why we have Zimbabwe not working, is because we have white people working for black. Why do we have the minority people working for me, the majority of us? What do they understand about us? What do white people? Why should you go become an MP, a member of parliament in Los Angeles somewhere, or somewhere, but not here? Why you trying to fit in Africa while this is a shithole?
Because they want to take it, Joe. But they know they know Africa's wealthy. I told you them white people never left Zimbabwe. Even after I told you that what Rumi was telling me. He said, yeah, keeping our white in peace. I said, the white people still didn't leave after you defeated them in war? He said, no, they didn't leave. They're still here. I was like, God damn. They don't ever want to leave. They want to be able to exploit African people. So they want to be able to live good and live off your back. They want to exploit you. If all the money go to them, that's what they want. Why didn't they leave? Why did they go back to Europe?
I'm kind of glad, Kenya, we don't have this bullshit. We might still have the white man ruling us. They are very old, very much hold of Ruto's balls and all that. But it's
not in your face. It's not directly in your face. I got you.
And I don't think we can really accept this. There's no way, personally, I'm going to sit and I tune on the TV and we have a white person speaking about my interest.
Now, there's a heavy police presence and many businesses and offices have shut down in major cities across Zimbabwe. I'm joined now by economist and former member of parliament.
Economist and member of parliament in this country. Economist of the country right now.
Because remember, Joby, that country is completely ruled by white people, like South Africa. So just like Namibia, South Africa, and Zimbabwe, the whites are still there. So they're in the government. These wicked racists are still there. They're still in the government. They're still there, trying to get the country back for themselves. Still trying to steal the country.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Cross, who joins us now. Eddie, thank you so much for the time.
Well, what is this old person? I'm just going to be very respectful because of YouTube. What is this old person supposed to tell me, a young African, who's trying to get literally a job? He's trying to tell you, I want Zimbabwe back when I had it under Rhodesia, when it was Rhodesia.
Really appreciate it, Mr. Cross. Why don't you just share what you're seeing when it comes to these protests? And is it actually an active protest, or is this just quiet protests that we're ultimately seeing?
I think that's a very key question. I did not expect any particular problems today. I was told by people in the townships and friends that today was likely to be a non-event. And I was very surprised when I got up, went to my office this morning and found nobody there. And the whole city in Harare, completely shut down. And it really was.
Of course, how will you know when you're not being affected by the issues of the country? You're not going to understand what is happening in the street because where you are, you're comfortable. You have all the water.
Of course. That's right. That's right, Joby. But I went to my office, Joby, with nobody there. My Negroes weren't there working for me, Joby.
This is crazy. When you're living comfortable, how do you expect them to understand what the rest of the people are going through problems to? You won't. Trust me. You won't. Trust me, even me.
They don't care.
Yeah, there's a certain level of where I'm going to look at some people. There's some things people go through. I'm feeling sorry, but I'm not in that position.
You're not going through it.
Exactly. I'm not going through it. So you living in a whole land, 10 acres, probably even 40. I don't know, because you've stolen majority of the land.
The whites live good in Zimbabwe, Joe. Once they didn't leave, before we leave, we're gonna go to YouTube and say, video of white people in Rhodesia. That before we name Zimbabwe, we're gonna say white people in Rhodesia and how they think about Africans. They're gonna do that before we leave. Go ahead.
This is crazy.
It's quite bizarre. The city was silent.
Supposedly being genocided, Joby. If they're being genocided, why don't they ever leave? You know, Africans ain't genocided nobody.
Exactly.
They're being I came to my office and my Negroes were not there.
And I hope that the president was listening, because I think what people were saying is, look, we sympathize with the situation, with the position of the war veterans.
Yeah.
We sympathize that corruption has simply got out of control. We sympathize with the fact that our economy is not performing and that we have major economic, structural, and political problems. And all of these things need to be tackled. And I think people just simply said, right, we'll stay at home. And it was a very effective move.
Protest.
There were problems in Harare. We had a handful of demonstrators demonstrate.
Good for them. That's how you do it. You don't show up. But that's true too. Don't show. Not to understand that these white people have crippled the country. When they lost power, they asked their other white people, they always unite, to put sanctions on Zimbambwe, and they did for 20 years. When they were when white people getting their land back. So white people helped destroy the economy of Zimbabwe. You know, former roadies. And you see they didn't leave? Why didn't they leave? Because it didn't affect them. Like Joey said, they owned every goddamn thing. And so this, the black people, this is a good protest, don't show up. So this is against Managua, who is corrupt. The country's still run by corrupt bastards. Hey, if I don't show up, nothing works. That's right.
Exactly.
They were quickly dealt with by the police, who outnumbered them at least 10-1. In Bulawayo, there was a bigger demonstration, but again, it was peaceful, non-violent, and I think the authorities simply let it go on, and then it faded away.
Mr. Cross, they often say that
people.
Yeah, please continue.
Yep. No, I was going to say the principal issue at stake here is succession.
Yeah.
The president has made it very clear, personally and politically here, that he's stepping down in 28. And I have no doubt that that is the case. He is going to step down at the end of his second term. And that being the case, the party has a real problem on its hands. It has to decide on a candidate who will then run in 2028 on behalf of the ruling party. And there are a lot of conflicting interests.
Yeah.
The main thing is that the old guard, led by Chiwenga and what I call the old army, would like to be in a position to dictate who's going to take Emerson's place, because they're very concerned about protection, protection of their interests, protection of them personally. They've all been guilty of various misdemeanors, some of them quite large. And they want to retain the present situation of patronage and, rent seeking.
Patron means, you guys know what patron means corruption. You don't want to be corrupt. We want to make sure we put our puppet in there so we can still be corrupt. That's what patronage means, corruption.
Cross.
And the danger is that a new generation of leadership is going to be elected. Look at Mozambique. Look at Zambia. Look at Botswana.
Yeah.
All new leaders from the next generation.
They're saying enough is enough.
They're afraid that if that happens here, the present system of patronage
people going to jail
will be dismantled, and they really are fearful of that.
Is this then also because the other cry, it seems, from people?
But the white man is telling the truth about that. See, if the youth get in there, they're going to stop all this corruption, all this graft that's been going on throughout Africa. And these puppets are scared to death. See, none of them have ever built anything. They're all morons. So they've got rich off the government, off the country's wealth, the stealing the graft, with their family members in positions and nepotism and tribalism. But if the country actually works for the people, what can they really do? Nothing. They have no skills. What does Rudo do? Nothing. What can Uhuru do? Nothing. These people can do nothing. Mm-hmm. They're morons. They can give no damn benefit to a country. Like I said, I wouldn't put them to have a candy store. So that's what they're scared about. They've got all these people in Africa have got rich off of being morons. And if that comes to an end, what will they do? What happens to them?
Nothing.
Exactly. Their power goes, and they're scared to eat. They might be even in prison for the theft of the country. People, okay, we need to go back and look at all this money. Like Joby said, we all go do audits. Okay, and then they audit, they do a real audit, and all this money's been stolen. So I'm at to lock your ass up. You stolen millions of dollars. Go ahead,
I love the Kenyan demonstration was so brutal somehow to the point where people didn't care how much worth is your car, because the respect has always been there. Oh, we can't touch this guy's car, keep away from
you guys were stoning those cars. Like, God damn.
The cars were being beaten, there was a time when they were hiding in the ambulances, were stoning those ambulances. And then I remember even they raided some of the MPs' houses were burnt down, shops.
You guys meant business, boy. I was like, hell yeah, boy.
Yeah, so I think I feel if we really get to that point, like you're just saying, because if you want to give us a clear audit, we know what you own. And I love the way Kenyans literally have receipts of everything. You think you're very slick. We know you own this company. You think we don't know you own a certain club just because you wear suits every day. We don't know you are an alcoholic. You are an alcoholic. You support our club. So come on. They burnt everything. I really loved it. And this is why you see most of them, that's what I was saying, as much as we're really banning this, we need to understand we're banning evidence of what these people have been stealing. We're banning literally evidence of the amount they have stolen away from us. Someone was saying this. We're celebrating, yes, but if we're to actually go auditing and, we find that this some of the buildings or businesses we shut down is part of the funds we're actually trying to track down. We can't even accuse these people because we don't have clear evidence again. So we have to be very careful also with the moves we make, as much
that's
as
true. Yes, that's right. You get at your passion. Yeah. Your passion clouds your judgment. That's true. Yeah. Sometimes that happens, Joe. In the cause of revolution, sometimes, your passions get the better of you.
Unless we won't need no auditing, we mean just business. We your whatever you've already stolen, we're starting from scratch. Right. That would make sense. That really makes sense. But if we really need our funds, everything to be repaid back, it's so many businesses. If we shut down, if we burn down, we're the ones actually are gonna be being accused of, destroying or not obeying the law, as they say. Sure. We're going against the law because we've literally destroyed people's business. If we just track the funds correctly, all the papers, probably we burnt them there, the receipts and everything, it wouldn't make any sense. But everything you're saying is correct. So I love the Zimbabweans actually are very confident, according to what personally I've seen with the protests.
You see this awakening happening. This never happened. That's why you see it going from country to country in Africa, because there's African people, the same people. This is called a collective consciousness. You're starting to all wake up at the same time. Starting from Kenya, oddly enough. I never believed it would start from Kenya. But it did. From the Mozambique. I knew it wasn't going to start with no damn Nigeria. I knew that. I don't care nobody told me, Nigeria's the giant. No, I've been to Nigeria. It ain't going to start from there. It's going to be awakening, but it'll start from Nigeria. The hell it will. No way. No way. So with Kenya starting the awakening, you're not going to stop this. So what they did was smart. No, we don't want you in power. You don't do nothing. So we just shut down the country. We just don't come to work, and the country stops. Okay, you see that? So we ain't got to protest like that. We just don't come to work. We're not getting paid anyway. So don't come to work. But Joey, so this white man's actually telling the truth. He's probably one that I don't know his background, but what he's saying right here is good. I'm not going to vouch for everything because I don't know him, because I don't trust him anyway. Still, what he's saying is right about that. Right?
I do agree, but I was also saying that they are part of let's not forget, they are part of the biggest problem of what is happening today in Zimbabwe.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Zambia, that's true. And the rest of the country.
That's true. Exactly. Do this one before we leave. Say, Rhodesians. If you know it was called Rhodesia, it was about Rhodesians' thoughts about the Africans, about the native Africans. Yeah, these people can never get the country. This is our country. We stole it from them, and it's ours, and we make them be slaves, and that's good. What? I let this black woman live in my shack. I said, live in your shack. Yeah, she's my house girl. The natives. Crazy. White people used to talk crazy, reckless about black people. They might have scrubbed it.
Yeah, we gotta specify that correctly.
But like I say, just say, how did the Rhodesians? Say Rhodesians speak their mind about the African natives. Oh, it might be better to say Rhodesians speak their mind about the African servants. They had everybody as a servant. Maybe that'd be better. Rhodesians speak honestly about the African servants.
Let's see this one.
All right. Dang, Britain. You know, it's the British that control.
Rhodesia, 1971. The troops rehearsed their drill for the funeral of 3 of their comrades, blown up by a landmine.
See that black and see this that this is Zimbabwe in 71 where the whites is like South Africa, the whites controlled all of Zimbabwe. That's what it was. Go ahead, Joe.
The position of the rest on your arms reverse once again. The right leg is then bent, so the thighs parallel the ground, and you resume the correct position of the present. Are there any questions?
Kenya stopped this by going to war with the mouth. They got it. Didn't do it yet.
3 men died near Rhodesia's border.
This is Africa. This is Africa. This ain't Europe. This is Africa, but these white people rule. This is Africa.
National service is part of the growing up of every young white male in Rhodesia. For, as the government will tell you, this is a country at war, threatened by black governments to the north, attacked by economic sanctions, coping with a fresh outbreak of militant...
Threatened by black governments from the north. Yeah, you were threatened because black nations say you're white and you're not going to rule Africa. So understand this. So that guy we see, that old man we see might have been one of these guys right here. Because all of them were in these damn units. So that old man Joe we just showed probably in this shit right here. I'm pretty sure he was. Go ahead, Joe.
Right hand controlling the rifle.
Under the eyes of Cecil Rhodes' statue in the heart of Salisbury, there have been demonstrations by young black Rhodesians anxious to bring their dissatisfaction to the attention of the British negotiators as they talked with Ian Smith's representatives. They marched and scores were arrested. 82 were sentenced each to 6 cuts of the cane.
Cane, they were getting cane. So the blacks were getting cane in their own country.
To use violence, that is violence in the valley, and we are prepared to fight. The Africans, we will do it since the British government has refused to use violence.
And the main reason why the African people, especially the youth, can now resort to violence, because they are not allowed a word, not a word in politics. If I say anything against the government, I'll be behind the bars the next day. There are informers in every square mile of the country.
Do you not fear an informer in this group now?
There may be. I don't care. At this moment, I don't care if there is an informer.
That's why you be brave.
I will be behind the bars, and I don't mind. I am prepared to make such sacrifices, and even greater sacrifices for the freedom of the country.
These boys talked to me in May at St. Ignatius College just outside Salisbury. 4 of them are now behind bars. Last month, the school was raided twice. The police came with guns, dogs, and tear gas. 23 arrests were made.
You niggas think you're gonna get rid of white rule? We're gonna rule this part of Africa, you no good niggas. But shout out to you Africans who fought now who rules and change the name from Rhodesia to Zimbabwe. You fight. And when you fight, you win. Idea you go come from Europe and set up a European colony up here.
Today,
fuck that.
18 days after their arrest, no charges have been made against the 4 boys still in custody.
Now we're going to divide a minus 3 into 2a to the power 4 minus 5a cubed minus 10a plus 3. Would you do it for me, please, Wonders?
St. Ignatius College is a secondary school founded by the Jesuits 9 years ago. These boys
the fake
are aged
Jesuits,
15
the fake Catholic Church who helps the white man enslave you. The fake fucking church. You get it, black people? Church has never been your fucking friend. It's been your enemy from its inception. Are they fighting with you to get rid of white rule? Of course not. Go ahead, Joe.
19. They're among the elite of Rhodesia's young Africans. For
of course I'm about to say, of course they're elite because these kids can go to school for white people. So they are the elite Africans at during Zimbabwe's hellish time of damn colonization. Because the rest of the real Zimbabweans, the real Rhodesian black people, couldn't go to no school, kept uneducated. These were supposed to be the future puppets. These are the puppet niggas they were grooming. The church be grooming the puppet niggas. These were supposed to be the puppet niggas they were grooming. Go ahead, Joby.
The 6th form in any year, 1 in every 600.
Or you could say 3 and 5.
The scarcity of secondary education, the lack of political opportunity, the difficulty they'll face in getting a job, all these lie at the root of the young Africans' frustration.
They can't get a job. They're black. That country set up for white people.
Is the kind of law that we're getting now, like the Land Tenure Act and the Housing
Act, fake-ass priest here,
is leading in only one direction, to my mind.
And what is that direction?
Well, it's leading to a sort of segregation of 2 races instead of making one country.
No, it has been segregation. No,
that's not what they want.
Joe,
as if that's not what they want. Literally.
Exactly right, Joe. That's how the country was set up. That's how they got in and stole the country. They segregated. So this what he's saying is not exactly, Joby. That's what they wanted. That's what it has been. What's this goofy priest talking about? That's how it's Rhodesia. That's why I got a name called Rhodesia, named after Cecil Rhodes, no good ass, who was, like you showed, the governor of South Africa, Joe. Like, that's what they wanted.
Crazy.
I'm not quite sure whether I would go as far as to say that. I'm not quite sure whether I would understand, because I don't know anything much about South Africa, strangely enough. But
you damn liar. You've been on the border. You've been to South Africa, right across the border. Get out of here. You don't know about South Africa. You see how a line he's telling? He's next to South Africa. He doesn't know the atrocities going on in South Africa. I wouldn't know what's happening in South Africa. You're a damn lie.
Aiming at and going towards.
And how do you feel about that?
Oh, I think it's a bad thing. This is one country. It should be a great country.
I'm not gonna go to keep up with that. Go do your own research on that history kindly, because this is messed up. We're gonna have white people lying on our faces. Even the other white guy, yes, he's talking about, yeah, you know, the youth, yeah. Why are you there then? Can you leave so that the youth's life can go back to normal? You're the main reason, again. You're the main reason. You've been an MP. Yeah. Did you stand for the black Zimbabweans? No.
You know he didn't? Of course he did. Of course he did. They had no white allies, Joby. So when you showed that video, that was in 71. By 76, 5 years later, they were in complete war with these white people. You had no white allies, Joby, in Rhodesia helping the black Zimbabwe. Their help came from mostly Tanzania, from Julius Nyerere. So Tanzania, and then across to Mozambique, and a lot of Angola. Well, there was nobody white helping them. But you know who was helping the white man say he didn't know about South Africa? You know who was helping the white Rhodesians, Joby? The white South Africans.
Of course. Anyway. But these are the Zimbabwe people. There was so much. in so many videos. For me, what I see is confidence. People are not scared. They know what they are doing. They know what they are demanding, and they are calling out. We don't want you with the bullshit of Agenda 2030 here. Take your old ass home.
What they see the Africans knowing the scam now. Bring that. You take that 2030 to England and Europe, and you do that shit up there. We don't want it here.
Yeah, because it says we have rejected the 2030 agenda. These are the youths are singing in Harare, Roten's Raw area. President Emerson Mnangagwa is attempting to violate the constitution and extend his term of office, that is to 2030. And a resistance movement dubbed M31, centered around a war veteran and former intelligence officer called Blessed Bombshell, who is a pro-Vice President General Mchegwa, is opposing Mnangagwa's move. So, you know, there could be also maybe a possibility of a coup if they continue like this. So I really hope a good, straightforward coup, not the bullshit kind of Guinea coup, what we see, or Gabon. Nah, we don't see. You know, it's crazy. I was seeing I don't know if you saw the video going viral of the Gabon president. These people are always so dramatic to just win people's love because they're not doing things that they're supposed to, right? And because, you know, Africans are easily carried away by bullshit. What you're going to do is stand on a raining Sunday, making a speech as a president. What you're going to show the people is that I'm not even that important. Don't put the umbrella on me. You know,
I missed it. I didn't see it.
I care about the rights of the. Let me see if I can find it. This was just so dramatic. I'm like, nah.
It's called mind control. He's trying to think about. He's trying to go after the sympathy that I'm one of you. I don't believe I'm the big head thing. I'm one of you. I'm one of the regular. One of the regular Maninchi. Yes, I am. I'm the common man. I haven't seen that shit.
Let me see if I can find it. I know TikTok won't fail me. TikTok won't fail me. Exactly. Here it is. Come on, this is so dramatic. Like, please, you won't be rained on. You don't care about us being rained on other days. So, trying to fit in.
Avec vous à mes côtés, nous allons bâtir un Gabon. Oh.
Where is the video here?
Il reste encore tant à.
Yeah, but he was here talking about how he's gonna make the country great and all that.
You're gonna make it great. Ain't you from the same corrupt family who ruled Gabon for 40 years? All you did was overthrow your cousin who made you like the head of the army. Or you just make your cousin the head. Your cousin made you the head of the army. So you're the same corrupt family.
And then people are caught up very quickly. Oh, good. This is good. I can't understand French on these comments, but anyway, you just see good, bravo, 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 bravo. What? Bravo nonsense. This is bullshit. You all get caught up easily in this. Why they really take your minds, you know, for a fool because you're easily gullible on the mindset. Just come do some few tricks and now you think I'm a magician. Come on. You know, I'm gonna play more tricks on you and claim I'm a magician for real and make money out of my tricks of being a magician because that's what you want to believe. But anyway, we're coming to the end of today's conversation, literally. Of course, that is what
What's going on, Byron? What's going on, Cassius?
Yeah, I hope you guys are doing amazing. Shout out to everyone who has been there silently listening, to everyone who has been with us on Rumble, to everyone who has been with us on BitChute. Let me see if we have some comments on BitChute because these people are always ready with some fire to fire back. You know, they don't know they're on black on fire, but they're always ready with some fire. Racist. Via comments, of course, never lack them. We have one of them who says, I'm glad Robert Mugabe croaked. He died too late, though. He was a Christian POS bastard who hated the whites And
he hated the whites. Please, he loved you whites because it took 20 years after they won that war. 20 years he didn't get a land back to Africans who fought for that land. They told him they're gonna get rid of his ass. So the whites loved him. What you're saying is a lie. So we can look up anything next show and show you that they loved Mugabe until he did right by his people. It took him 20 years. They knighted him, the queen made him a knight, so he was Sir Robert Mugabe and all that fake English shit. Only when he said, hey, I got to get the land back to my people, they fought for the land. As soon as he got the land back, he was down the devil. Now he was wicked. Now he was evil. But when we had all the white people still living in Zimbabwe, they still owned the land. He was, oh, we love Robert Mugabe. How do Africans fight wars and don't get the shit they fought for? Because the Africans only loving human beings. I'm fighting a war to get my shit back. After I win the war and defeat you, I still don't get my shit back. What? Now only African does that.
But anyway, as we come to the end of the conversation, much love to everyone who's been with us.
And you people on Bishop, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit how you feel. All you do is lie. All you do is lie, white people. That's all you do. Forget your lofty thing. Black people can't do this. Then don't you get the fuck out of our countries. You don't want us in your countries. Get the fuck out of Africa and stay out. Okay? So funny, you want to tell people got your country, but you say, well, white people should be in Africa too and have it and own that too. You people are psychopaths and you're crazy. Okay? You stay in your countries, we'll stay in ours. We don't need to go to Europe. Keep Europe. Europe don't got shit. If Europe had shit, you would have never left it.
Period.
Much love.
Much love, family. Asante sana once again to everyone who's been with us. See you guys, of course, later on the reaction time in Shumani as we get to react on some videos. Get to join the conversations, by the way. They're very interesting, very fun, very funny.
I do. I'll be watching you. I'll be working, so I just watch you guys. I don't get a chance to comment. I'll be laughing.
Yeah, so join us when you can. So we share the links on WhatsApp. So if you're not on our WhatsApp, ensure you have our application. You'll find the link of our WhatsApp page on the show page. So ensure you do that, and you'll be able to catch up with all the shows literally. But much love. Have yourselves a beautiful day. I'll finish up with this jam I started with. This is DJ Kata featuring Ethic. The name of the jam is Sakata, meaning